So what is a function or a method? So people will call different languages and different names, but Java we are calling methods, and other programming languages in JavaScript people used to call functions. And what is a method? Method is a sub block of a class, so which contains a logic of your class. A logic must be placed inside a method body, not directly at a class level, not directly above the methods. So the logic must be placed inside the method body only. And you can place the logic if class level, if you place the logic, you will see a compile time error. When you place the logic, you will see a compile time error. That's the problem if you place a logic at a class level. Other than method body inside, if you place, you will get a compile time error. So you can put logical statements inside the method body. I told you what are all the logical statement means. What things you can write inside the method body I have given in the first class. That is method calls, calculations, and print related statements, and even object creation also you can do. These are the things you can write under any method body, and that's the method structure. So this is the simple method structure. Access modifier, keywords. The keywords either static, final, abstract, any keywords, or without keywords also you can write. Return type. Return type means void or without void. That's a return type. And method name, parenthesis, curly braces start, and write the logic inside the method body and close the curly braces. Once you want to end this method, you must end the curly braces. So that's the one. But what you call all these portions? What you call all these things? So what you call these things and this, and you know access modifiers, and I don't need to repeat that again and again. And what is a method prototype? The head portion of the method is called method prototype. The head portion of the method is called method prototype. Like this is the example. Public static void main string args till parenthesis. That is called method prototype. This portion. So access modifier, keywords, return type, method name, parenthesis. So that part is called method prototype. Next, method body and logic. Second part of a method I'm giving. Method body and logic. The curly braces region is called method body, and the statements placed inside a method body is called logic. And we already seen them all these parts, but again I'm explaining one more time here. The third one is a very important, method parameters and arguments. So we haven't done much on this method parameters and arguments. So let's see that what is meant by method parameters. The variables declared in method parentheses are called parameters. The variables declared in method parentheses are called parameters. We can define method with 0 to n number of parameters. We can define method with 0 to n number of parameters. Till now we have created a methods with 0 parameters, but we haven't taken much on the parameters and how to create a parameterized methods we'll see here. So what is a parameters means? The variables declared in method parentheses. That means this round brackets inside. If you declare a parameters, not assign, you should not assign, you just declare a variable. Declare a variable means what? What you need to declare a variable? Data type, variable names should be there. That's a declaration of variable. That variables are called parameters. So whatever the parameters you are writing inside this parenthesis, that is called parameters. And you can define a method with a 0 to n number of parameters. Okay, we declared. parameters and we define our method. Then when you calling the method, so you need to pass the values to those parameters. The values passing to those parameters are called arguments. Parameters is different, arguments is different. Okay, parameters means declaring a variable inside the parenthesis is called parameter. While calling the method, you will pass the values to those parameters. That is called arguments. In method invocation, we must pass arguments according to the parameters order and type. According to the parameters order and type, you can pass the argument. Same order you have to pass, same data type value you need to pass for that parameter. So passing the values to the parameters is called arguments. So syntax of parameterized method is access modifier, keywords, return type, method name, parenthesis, data type P1, comma. So data type P2, comma, data type P3 and so on. So how many parameters you want? You can declare the parameters. So declare a variable. First data type will come, then parameter. That's a declaration of variable, right? You're not assigning a value here. That's a declaration of variable. As I mentioned in the earlier previous classes, how to declare a variable, I have clearly shown to you. How to assign the value, I have shown you. We are not assigning a value for the variable here. We are just declaring a variable in the parentheses. You can declare a single parameter. You can declare 2 parameters. You can declare more than 2 parameters also. It's up to you. Okay, that's a method with the parameters. Then you can write the logic inside the curly braces reason inside. So this is a simple example I'm giving. Public static void. So access modifier I have taken public. Keyword I am using static. Void return type I am taking void. The method name I have taken add. See that everything on this syntax base. Then parenthesis data type I am using a int. The parameter name is a, comma, data type is float and parameter name is b. So one space everything, right? The variable declaration. And this entire thing is called method prototype, right? So then int a and b are parameters. Now, once you declare parameters, you must use these parameters inside your method logic. The method body inside, you must use these parameters. If you are not using, then don't declare that parameter. So you should not declare that parameter. Okay, make sure if you are declaring a parameter, that parameter must be used inside the calculation of the body. Inside the body logic, you have to use that parameter. Okay, I created a method with parameters. I defined my method. This is the definition of the method, right? Defining. You are defining how to work this method. You are telling clearly. Then in the method body, you are telling clearly a logic, how to call that method. So calling the add method inside the main method. So I'm calling, see that, add 5, 10.5, add 15, 20.2. See that same method you are calling, but different values you can pass. That's the advantage with the parameterized methods. Please catch these points. Why you need to create a parameterized methods is you can pass or you can test your logic with the different sets of data. See that add method you are calling. Static method you can call in the another static method directly, right? Directly I'm calling the method name, but this method has a parameters. First parameter is integer. That's why I'm passing integer number. And second parameter is a float. So that's why I'm passing a float value. I should not write again data type here. Please catch this point. Only values you need to pass while calling the method. And then see next one more time, I'm calling the add method. Same add method I'm calling n number of times I can call, but pass the different values every time. See that I changed the a parameter value and b parameter value. Before, first we have given 5 and 10.5. So next time I have given 15 and 20.2. You can change your data and you can find out the sum of a and b values. Different values sum you can calculate with this parameterized method. Single logic only. We are writing only one logic, but you are passing different values. That's the advantage with the parameterized methods. Any queries here? How to create a parameterized methods and how to call them. While calling, what you need to do. You have to pass only values. You should not call again different thing. And see the same order, what order you declared, same order you need to pass the values. First, you should not pass float, then integer. No, it doesn't understand. How you defined here, the same order and same data type value you need to pass. That's this thing. Then method signature. The combination of method name plus parameters is called method signature. This portion is called method signature. This portion is called method signature. Method name plus parameters is called method signature. The entire portion is called method prototype. Only method name plus parameters is called method signature. The curly braces reason is called method body. And so this is how the different naming you can use while calling that. So this is the above program. Add int a, int b, and main string args are the method signatures. Anything method name plus parameters is called method signature. Next one, method return type. Method return type. You know already return type keyword, right? So I have given already method return type. The keyword that is placed before method name is called method return type. The keyword so that is placed before method name is called method return type. The keyword that is placed before method name is called method return type. Okay, and it tells to the compiler and JVM about the type of value is returned from this method after its execution. So what this return type tells JVM and compiler? The type of the value is returned from the method after its execution. If nothing is written by method, then we can use void keyword, which means method returns nothing, which specifies method returns nothing. I already given the void keyword and void keyword methods without void keyword methods. I'm going to show you here again. And now, so what are the return type keywords? So void is a one return type keyword, but it doesn't return any value when you call the method. Then we have all the data types. See that all the data types are also return type keywords. You can use any data type as a return type keyword, right? Even collection types, maps. So collection types are basically interfaces are there, many interfaces and classes are there. All those classes and interfaces also be your data types. You can use as a data type. So this is the very important points. And that means in the return type keyword place, you can use any of these data types. So please catch these words, very important. And methods are two types: static method, non-static method. What is meant by static method? If a method prototype line contains static keyword, then that method is called static method. Static method belongs to the class rather than object of a class. Static method belongs to the class rather than object of a class. So it doesn't belong to object. Static method belongs to the class. Even static variable belongs to the class, not to the object. Static method can be called without creating an object of a class. You don't need to create object to call the static methods. You can call directly in the same class. In another class, how can we call? One class static method in another class, how can we call?
Method name.
No. One class static method, how can you call in another class?
Class name dot static method.
That's the answer. Class name dot static method. Good. So only one person is answering. We already practiced those things. I think your practice is missing, people, right? You have to practice, and I have given in the notes also, or blog also, I mentioned very clearly how to call one class static method in another class. I have shown you practically also. That means you're not practicing properly. So just work on those areas. Anyhow, it is coming here once again. And static method can access static data member and can change the value of static data. So static method inside you can use static variable data, right? Directly you can change the value if you want. You can define as many static methods in the class. These methods are independent, except they refer to each other through calls. One method and another method, how can you differentiate is through method calls, method invocations. You can just refer them. Any static method can call any other static method in the same file or in another file. Any static method you can call even in the non-static methods also, because static means common, right? You can call anywhere. So that's the static method, how you can call, and the structure of static methods we are going to see now. The structure of static method is access modifier, static, void, method name, parenthesis. This is a simple method, right? But what about parameterized methods? Let's go and do one by one. Static methods are two types: non-parameterized static method and parameterized static. Two categories. One is with parameters, one is without parameters. So this is the without parameters. What is without parameters static method syntax? If a method doesn't contain any parameters inside the parentheses, then that method is called non-parameterized static method. Access modifier, static, void, method name, parenthesis inside no parameters. That is called non-parameterized static method. And method body, just write the logic. Second one, parameterized static method. If a method contains parameters inside the parentheses, then that method is called parameterized static method. The syntax is on this one: access modifier, static, void, method name, parenthesis, data type p1 comma data type p2, and so on. How many parameters you want, you can declare the parameters, and then method body inside you write the logic. So these two method syntaxes. Observe: static method syntax with void, without parameters, one syntax. Second one, static method syntax with void, with parameters, second syntax. These are the two categories. And then, so other category we have without void. Now I have given the static method syntaxes with void, two categories: with parameters, without parameters. Now I'm going to give you, if you don't write void keyword in method signature line, then static method syntax is what? So this is the static method syntax without void. Access modifier, static, data type, method name, parenthesis, curly braces start, logic, return value, semicolon, curly braces end. This is the static method syntax without void. So first class I have given these syntaxes. Again, I'm repeating here. In the void time, I have repeated them, right? I'm repeating here again. Static method syntax without void, with parameters. So the above one is without void, without parameters. See the change above methods, and this one is you won't write a void here before the method name, and return keyword is mandatory in the method body. These two things if you catch, then it will be easy to write the methods. And access modifier, static, data type, method name, parenthesis, data type p1 comma data type p2, and so on. Then you have a logic here, and return the value after logic, whatever you are getting, return that value. So then end the curly braces. See that two methods, without void with parameters. This is the without void with parameters, and this one without void without parameters. So 4 types of methods we have. So are you all clear on these 4 types of methods? We have defined 4 types of methods, static methods. 2 with void without parameter, with void with parameter. Next, third method, without void without parameters, without void with parameters. These are the 4 types of methods we have created. Okay, I have defined 4 types of methods. Anybody having doubt on this static method? Okay, you created 4 types of static methods. How can you call them in the same file? How can you call them in the same package in another class and another package how to call? 3 scenarios we are going to practice. The first scenario is, scenario 1 is in the same class how to call static members. What is the first scenario? In your class, you have a static variables and static methods. 4 types of static methods you have and static variables you have. How you can call them in the same class? That's the first scenario. In this scenario, the question and answers you have here. See that. How can you call static void method under main method or any static method in the same class? What is the question? How can you call static void method under main method or any other static method in the same class? How can you call? Basically, one static method, how can you call in another static method in the same class? That's the question. The answer is directly call the static method name, parenthesis, semicolon. That's the answer. See, question and answer I have given. If you read your automation, your Java is going to be dead easy. If you are not practicing, you are not reading, automation is not going to be that easy. This is the only area you need to focus. 100% this area only will use in the automation. So this is the only area you will use, highly used topic, this one, in the automation, in the Java, anywhere, because they already created so many methods. How you need to call? That's what I'm explaining here. Understand? And in the Selenium, all are ready-made methods available. How you can call them? That scenario we are showing. And also, you are creating your own methods. How you can call them wherever you want to execute them. Wherever you need them, how you can call them in the same file, in another file, in another package file, how can you call? That's what we are seeing. That's the first question. So no problem here, right? Because we already seen and we have practiced this first thing. The second one, how can you call static void parameterized method under main method or in any other method in the same class? Just call the static method name, parenthesis, parameter 1 value you need to pass, comma, parameter 2 value, comma, parameter 3 value. So how many parameters you declared while defining the method? Then calling time, this is the calling time, this is the invoking time, invoking the method. That time you have to pass the values to those parameters in the same order, same type of data you need to pass. That is how to call void parameterized method. See, 2 void methods how to call I have shown you. Anybody having question here? Static method calling process is different. Non-static method calling process is different. Static methods you can called directly in the same class. You can call directly in the same. That's why I'm telling you methods are two types. Please catch that. Static methods and non-static methods. Static method calling process is different. Non-static method calling process is different. And I clearly mentioned here one point. Static method belongs to the class rather than object of a class. Static methods can be called without creating an object of a class. You don't need to create object to call the static methods. Very, very clearly statement is here. You should not use object reference to call the static methods. You don't need. That is different and this is different. This belongs to class, not belongs to object. Object is different, class is different. So static members belongs to the class. So you can use class to call the static members in another places, but same file, you don't need that also. Directly you can call. That's what I'm showing here. So that's why very clearly mentioned in the same class how to call static members. What is meant by static members? Static variables and static methods. See how clearly we mentioned. If still you are not able to understand, let me know. These words, if you are not understanding, let me know. And this is the two void methods how to call I have given. In the same class how to call, I'm showing this is the formulas. See, very clearly mentioned. You already defined your methods, your variables, your static variables and your static methods. 4 types of static methods you defined. You have written the logic. Now, how to call? This is the formulas. Fixed formulas. Anywhere, same formulas you can use. It doesn't matter Java or in the automation, it doesn't matter. Same formulas you can use. Sir, I'm not getting with these formulas, whatever you told, let me know. That means your implementation, your calling process is wrong. If you follow this, and it will come nicely, everything will come nicely. Next one, we have a return type methods, right? Just now I have shown you void method. Void methods without parameters, I have shown you how to call. Void method with parameters, how to call, I have shown you. But what about without void methods? We have without void methods also, right? Then how can you call return type static method under main method or any other method in the same class? So this is the form. So data type of the method. What data it is returning? That data type. Where you can get this data type of the method? See that? Just method name before the data type. This data type you need to write here. From where you will get this data type of the method? Just method name before you are writing data type. That which method you are calling, just see the method name before what data type is there. That data type you write here. So what you need to write, where you are getting this data type of the method? In the method definition, your method name before the keyword, the return type keyword. So it's a data type. That data type you write here. Then put some variable name equal to this return type method you write. That return type static method you write. Return type static method you write. So this return type static method you write. So return type static method you write. That means this method you just call this method. Just call this return type static method name. Just call that method name. So why you are storing in a variable? Why you are not storing here in the variable? This method you are calling here also, right? Why you are not storing here and why you are storing here? Why void methods are not storing in a variable? Why return type static method you are storing in a variable?
Void methods doesn't return any value, and here it's returns a value.
Super. That's a clarity. If you get very, very good enough. If you get that clarity,
So quick question, Ramesh. So when we I mean the date, the parameters also should be the same data type, or it can be a different data types?
It can be different, right? But this data type, Venkat, this data type is after calculation, what is the final output you are getting? It doesn't depend on these data types. It doesn't depend on the parameter data type. Okay. It doesn't depend on the parameter data type. What data type your method has to return for you? That is the data type, this one. It's not same as this data types. Now, after all this calculation, what is the final output value you are getting? Some integer, you write here integer. Or you want to float, you write float here. You want double, you write a double here. So what is the final output? This is the one you need to consider, not this parameter data types, okay? Not the parameter data. What is the final output after your calculation? What type of data you want, that data type you need to write here. So this data type you are going to use here to write the data type. So like a local variable syntax I'm using here again, right? This is the local variable syntax. Can you agree with me? Do you all agree with me? This is the local variable syntax, and right side one is a value. The method is giving a value, right? This value. What is this value? This value is going to return by this method. So that's why the method I'm writing on the right side. Return type static method. Name I'm writing. So it will fetch the value. That value you are assigning to this variable. Wherever you need that value, you just call that variable. You will get that value. That's how to call return type methods. How can you call return type static method in the print statement? This one is you can store in a variable. That's a one process. You can call, I don't want to store, then I don't want to print 2 lines of code. I don't want to do that. I just want to print my method output directly. I want to print my method output directly. Then you can print the return type static methods in the print statement itself. How to call? This is the one. How to call return type static method in the print statement. System.out.println. Write the system.out.println. So what is the value? You write around some readable statements plus the joining operator. Return type static method name you write directly in the print statement. But don't write void methods in the print statement, because void method doesn't return a value. Return type methods only returns a value to you, and the value whatever this method is returning, that value will print in the console to you. That's only void methods not allowed to call in the print statement. Only return type methods you can call in the print statement, right? Is this clear? How to call void methods, how to call return type methods. If you can catch this just a difference, you are good enough for the automation. Because in the Selenium we have return type methods, we have void methods, we have both categories we have. Then how to call void methods, how to call return type methods, very clearly given here. So this is how you can apply these rules. All these are very, very clear formulas given. Okay, next one. How can you access static variable in the same class under any static, non-static, and main methods? Any method inside static variable you can call directly, right? Directly call static variables. Directly call static variables. You don't need to do anything. You can call directly. Okay. Any method inside you can call directly static variable in the same class. Are you all clear on this? Sirisha, Swati, Reddy Prasad, Raghu. How to call static methods in the same class. How to call one class static members in another class of same package. Read this multiple times if you are not understanding the scenario. How to call one class static members in another class of same package. In the same package where you created a class A static methods, static variables, and class B also in the same package. But class A static members, how you can call in the class B, which is in the same package where A is there. That's a scenario we are going to see. I don't want to rewrite again duplicate code, right? That's why I want to reuse that logic. I want to reuse that data in my other class. How can I call them without creating in the B class? That's what the scenarios we're seeing here. See that. How can you access one class static variable in another class of same package? See that formula, class name dot static variable. Just you will get a value. So you're telling, okay, this static variable belongs to which class? That class name you need to write first. Then dot operator, I told you in the beginning classes, dot operator is used to access that class variables and methods. So this one, so everything I given clearly in the previous classes. If you are clear on the program keywords, and this is going to be dead easy. And because you haven't read them properly there, that's why you are struggling a little bit here. Still, I feel that whoever good with the previous classes, and this is a dead easy for them. So class name dot static variable, no problem. Again, concentrate now. Concentrate here also one more time, and it is easy. Static variable, how to call? I have given the form. Now, how can you call one class static void method in another class? Class name dot static method name. Class name dot static method name with void without parameters. Next question. How can you call one class static void parameterized method under any method or a main method in another class? So what is the formula? Class name dot, which class name you need to write? Which class method you are calling? That class name, not the current class. Which class method you are calling? That class method name you have to write. That class name you need to write dot static method name parenthesis the parameter 1 value comma parameter 2 value and so on. How many parameters this method is there? That many parameter values you need to pass in the same order, same data type. Values you need to pass. That's the void methods how to call. See the class name. Mentioned one point in while explaining static method. Static method belongs to class rather than object. This is the one. See, you are calling the static things with the class name because it belongs to class, not to the object. If you catch that point, all static methods you can call properly. How can you call static void methods? We have seen all the both static void methods how to call in another class. Now, return type methods. Above scenario, if you get clearly, and this scenario is easy. How can you call return type static method under any method in another class? First, write the data type of the method if you want to store in some variable. Data type of the method, variable name equal to class name dot return type static method. Class name dot return type static method, so that the right side one is the value. This is the giving a value. That value you are copying in this variable. You are copying in this variable, local variable. Okay. Next, how to call return type static method in the print statement. System.out.println. The value is class name dot return type static method. Directly you can call return type static method in the print statement itself. You just want to print. I don't want to store it, then I print the variable value. I don't want two times. Extra line right here, these two lines. But directly want to print the value. Then don't store in a variable. Directly call in the print statement the class name dot return type static method. That's it. Right? That's a scenario 2. Clear? Scenario 2. Just class name is adding. Before your any static member, before class name dot static variable, class name dot static method, you are adding one by one. So next one, scenario 3. How to call one class static members in another package class. So one class static variables. Okay. This package class static members, how can you call in another package like basic programs package? You're crossing the package. You're moving to another package, you want to call this package class members, you want to call in another package. How can you call them? That's the third scenario. First step you have to do, import Import will give you access permissions to that package class you can use in another package. So import package name dot class name semicolon. Import package name dot class name. So automatically all these package class members you can use in this current package. Other package static members if you want to call in another package, and first you have to do import. What the import will give you? Import will give you access permissions. Where you can add import statements? Just below the package, above the class. This is the import statements. Import and package name dot class name. So this is the area for import statements. Between package and class above, you need to write import statements. That's the import. First, you will write import keyword, then package name dot, which package class members you are calling, that package name dot class name. So then automatically all the members of this class you can access here in this class. That's the how you can access one package class members, another package. But again, after import, directly won't get again permissions. Who will give permissions? Which keywords will give permissions for the members of a class or for class also? Which members is giving permissions, Swati? Which keywords will give permissions to the class, method, variable, and
Access
constructor?
modifiers.
Super. Access modifiers will give permissions. And which access modifier you can access in another packages, which has a wider scope? Which access modifier has a wider scope?
Public, default.
Default you don't have, madam. Only public.
Public.
Only public you have wider scope. In all other packages you can access. Default in the same package, right? Other package you cannot access. That's why I told you beginning classes is a very, very crucial. Go and read the statements again and again. Okay. Once you did import, you do the import first. Then how can you access one class static variable in another package class? Class name dot static variable. First you need to do import one time. Done. Then you can call class name dot static variable. Then how can you call one class static void method in another package class? Class name dot static method. How can you call parameterized void static method? Class name dot static method name, parameter 1 value, parameter 2 value, and so on. How many parameters you define, that many parameters you call here. Okay, void methods we called, and variables also we call in another package class. Now how can you call return type static methods? Same procedure. Data type of the method, variable name. You want to store in a variable, this is the procedure. And class name dot return type static method name. You want to call in the print statement, return type static method. You can call system dot out dot println. The value is class name dot return type static method. So this is how to call. Only extra from second scenario to this scenario. What is the extra? Only import. Right? Only import is extra you're getting. But remaining all same, right? So only the difference here, extra, import extra you're getting. Okay, any questions? So tomorrow I'll explain with the programs all this scenario. Please read and come back. And static import also I need to explain. I'll explain tomorrow. Okay, and then we'll see an answer. First we'll finish the static members in the class, how to create in the same class.